Hey guys, this is Dr. Gamer or Dr. Games 101. Welcome to my YouTube channel and my videos on the internet via youtube.com. Obviously, based on the title of this video, it will be regarding about bridging the gap between gamers and the gaming community to the public. And there's a lot of things been going on for the past 20 years that we should address as gamers and as the public as well. Over the last 20 years, specifically with my experience, we've seen a lot of gamers or former gamers or even people who play games casually tend to shoot schools up every time when they get the chance. Not just every time, but like usually there's a pattern going on where it's like it links between violent video games and violence in the schools, or violent video games and violence in the or shootouts or massacres in these schools. Not only in schools, also over in public areas. It could be a restaurant, it could be a park, it could be, well, not a park per se. It has to be a group, like a concert, or school, or workplace violence. Workplace itself, the work itself. Not work itself, but the workplace as a whole. And I'm not an expert or a top-notch paid expert for this type of issue going on within the world, or within at least the United States of America. But between gamers and the public, we miscommunicate what we have to say for each other. Now, per se, me, I don't have direct experience or direct stories that say what has been occurring between the gamers and the public. But I have to say this though: if we can bridge the gap, us gamers, the public, having a little bridge between them, that would be so much better right there. And I think to start this off, we have to talk about it on YouTube at least. Now, if the TV stations out there who are news, if they talk about this nationally or statewide or regional wide or even locally, like New York City, or perhaps in Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the gun laws are very different from New York City, let alone New York State. Um, these school shootings don't happen for just to be famous or whatever the other reason is. I think it's the fact that these kids are so pissed off that they want some revolution in this country. And in order to do that, they want to inflict violence with violence or violence with peace or whatever's going on in today's world, because we are in a kind of like in peacetime. I mean, we still have wars popping up in the Middle East, as always. That's always going to be there for a very long time, and we can solve some of the violence in the Middle East, but not so much. But there's always in Africa, parts of Africa as well. There's like a militiamen or of different factions going up against each other in Africa, in the continent of Africa, with other countries like Morocco, Kenya, perhaps even South America, Africa. I doubt it though. It's more industrialized. It's predominantly dominated by whites in the industry to maintain the society as a whole. These militiamen are more like uh, entwined with each other than the state of each nation in Africa. But aside from Africa itself, that's their problem in a sense. We're here in the United States, New York City, where I live. We haven't had that many shootings, obviously, for the past, I would say, 5 to 10 years now. Not that many. We still get shootings and killings, but it's not as often, and it's usually not on camera, and it's usually not reported by the NYPD or the local FBI office or anything like that per se publicly, about the greatness of the problem, which is not really that great if you put it in a localized area like New York City. But keep in mind, look, I mean, I don't have all the answers, but us gamers, especially if you're 18 over, or, well, obviously that'll be great if you're 18 and over. You can start fighting a good fight and maintain order in society. And if not, if you feel like you gotta go out there and kill people, well, I mean, yeah, why don't you just prioritize your goals? Not everyone wants to just kill people just to kill people. You want to be famous? Become the next rapper. You want to be famous? Become the next uh, actor. Become the next scientist. We need more scientists to understand who we are, where we come from, and try to break the barriers of the atom. If you can do that, um, and if you're like the next ISIS, the next group out there, I mean, today's world is cameras everywhere. I sounds like I'm like a radical of some sort, just saying this stuff, but you gotta understand though. Starting a revolution is like it's gonna be extremely hard to do with everyone on the internet trying to talk to each other, but the FBI, CIA, and the NSA are all connected to each other after 9/11, and they look at us on the internet at 24/7 with our activities. Now, I'm not no suspicious person because most of my stuff I do on the internet is pretty well, how should I say, normal. So I'm not buying anything, any weapons. I'm considered mentally ill by the New York State of the Department of Health and Hygiene, or Mental Health and Hygiene, excuse me. And I think it's hard to say because gamers, I know for a fact they're more aggressive than regular everyday public people, if you want to call it like that. Mentally, maybe more aggressive, but overall, we're cool as heads. The only time we make an ass of ourselves, usually on the internet, talking to each other, like always, for how many years going on? A decade now since Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, specifically and especially Xbox Live, where I'm at most of the time, or if not all the time, at any form of online gaming. I rarely go on PC gaming for the last 5 years now because of Xbox Live. But look, you guys gotta calm down, and we gotta understand what's going on. Excuse me, I'm a little bit hot. Have the window open. I get hot very easily, but we have to come together as the gamer and the public somehow, some way. Like connect the bridge. We won't have to be together. We'll have to come together like kumbaya, all that stuff, and world peace. But something has to give. We gotta do something to bridge the gap between the gamers and the public. Because the public is looking at us like as some Neanderthals when they kill each other or kill the masses, stuff like that. Where on the other hand, if you want to kill some politicians and bankers, I mean, fuck, you know, sacrifice your life, go and take one for the team without no planning. Good luck for you to you. I mean, that's like it's a little crazy right there to think about this shit. Well, I mean, I've been hearing about this revolution for years. I mean, before I ever made any threats or made any gestures or any or taunts online. And I wasn't regret it, but you know, it's like if I had the money, if anyone had the money, you could start your own revolution. Fuck, look at the government. The government has lots of money. They could start their own little tiny war, and like they did with the Iraq War and Afghanistan War and Vietnam War, about the spread of communism, shit like that. As the damn, I was not ISIS, but Al Qaeda and something else about Al Qaeda and oh man, the Taliban, the Al Qaeda and Taliban. Those are two groups in Afghanistan and Iraq that are not dominating, but they are starting up conflict. Parts of conflict, parts of the Middle East, like from Iraq, Iran. Well, not much of Iran, but Iraq, Saudi Arabia. We got North Africa, like that, Libya. So I know it sounds like I'm putting this content on my gaming channel. I'd rather put it on my other channel if you know about it. But it's more like a gamer approach, you know, a gamer perspective. Because I've been playing games for about, I would say, since I was 7 years old. I can remember. So, and I'm 31 right now. So it's been 14 years. I've been 20 years at least. I've been playing. At least 20 years I've been playing video games. My dad played video games. The Super Mario Brothers with the Nintendo system. And I still got the Nintendo system from my dad. So that's the only I got from him, and a couple of trophies and his sanitation hat. I think I threw it out, but I'm gonna save by those shirts and hats, but it can't fit me anymore. But anyway, it's like what to do, who to go to before we start anything radical or thinking that we want to be the next that shooter from last year on Valentine's Day. This is the 1 year anniversary after the 14th. by the 14th and after the 14th. Right now it's February 22nd, 2019. And it's been a year after that shooting in, I think it's in Florida. I'm not sure of the town, but it has to be in Florida somewhere where that guy just basically just record himself, say, well, he got his gun, he's got this and that and the other thing, and he'll shoot up at school, and that's it. He posted it somewhere on the internet. Um, I mean, he doesn't sound angry externally. He's not screaming, he's not hollering. So something has to give. Some kids, what's wrong with you guys? Are you really that upset internally? You gotta express yourself sometimes in a more channeling type of way. I made my mistakes too in putting out violent, graphic, not graphic, but violent related matters, content on my old channel before I deleted it. It's not too violent, but it's just like regular revolution, politics, government issues, something like that. I can't remember everything from 10 years ago, really. Obviously, I remember I had certain moments, high moments, but that was it. That was just like, we're gonna start a revolution this, we're gonna start a revolution that. Obama's taking over the government. Obama this, Obama that. And after a while, most people are not interested because they got their man in office, especially the blacks. I mean, the blacks of my community are really more like, pro Obama. All well and good, right? But in the end, he's a narcissistic, pompous butthole in layman terms. I mean, he's building a library in Chicago somewhere in a park as of 2018, excuse me. Still in court of that. I'm sure it's still pending. But, excuse me. Oh, wow, this is ridiculous. Stop the shooting and let's get together and talk. First, I want to talk to the gamers online through Xbox Live, which I have been for how long, right? But, I don't know. I'm not trying to start war. I'm not trying to start a civil war. It's just a reaction to it. When you find, I'm not sure if I talk to the perspective of gamers, they're a little different from me because I read books and they're more on the computer and stuff. If they read books and do the computer at the same time and Xbox Live and the systems and the game at the same time, whatever, like me since I was a kid, they would act like me in a sense of where I come from. If most of my videos from my old YouTube channel, they're not gonna understand them at all because they've been either brainwashed or they never trained themselves to learn other things and open themselves to other matters. I talked to how many gamers since I was 20 years old online directly, and the most recent gamers, I would say, guys, the crew. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah, we don't meet eye to eye. And we're from the same background almost. Not exactly the same, but we come from a background. We play games, we play the Nintendo system, we play N64, we play Dreamcast, all that stuff. We talk about politics once in a while, but they don't see the struggle. They don't feel struggled. They don't feel like they lost anything. But I have. I lost something. I lost my first and only girlfriend. She wanted to get married. She rushed into that. That was her mistake. My mistake was not accepting that or proposing to her before college, or it was too rushy. We only know each other for like 4 months and 1 month in a relationship. So we have to come on. I understand. There's plenty of fish out of the sea. Don't get me wrong. I have my moments for dating and stuff like that. It didn't go so well properly. They all have children, and they all had, yeah. That's an aspect. Maybe that's maybe the possibility too. They lack relationship, healthy relationships, whether with girls, their mother, their father, their family, their cousins. Haven't seen them in years myself, but still, I mean, it's very good some to talk to your parents about the issues that you have. That'll be the first step. And if you cannot contemplate, suppress, control, or downsize your anger, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I've been doing it for years. There's sometimes where I threaten a banker who you don't know, but you do know at the same time. If you were from the economic crisis of 2008 scenario from the era of the bailout banks. That's how pissed off I was since then. Before that, I wasn't that pissed off. I was always in a working a full time job, part time jobs here and there, playing video games on PS2 before I got online. That's what happened to me. I read books, lots of books, from the Fahrenheit 451 as not as fiction to nonfiction as the 9/11 Commission Report. I read most of that. I should read the Omission Report by another author. That's a different story right there. Um, I have to say this though. These entities or these situations, I guess you could say, we have to bring it to a forefront. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Thank you for watching after 15 minutes. Um, it really hurts that most of these people who are from a gaming background cannot control, cannot contemplate, cannot suppress and channel their anger to some and channel it to something else, like karate. Like my mom forced me to karate and basketball, bowling to keep me active. Not so well and good. I guess I deserved it, and it was all right. I wish I still been friends with them, but they didn't like me. I didn't like them. I don't know why mom would not get me out of it. I told her plenty of times about it. That's just me back then being a kid. But it really it bridging this gap will make a better society as a whole, and not society in the local communities. I mean, I'm not being the only one who hasn't gone out there and just go crazy like that. Fuck. I mean, when it comes to black gamers, I think we can come to some understanding. It sounds racial, whatever, racist, whatever. It sounds like we steal. We don't kill. We steal. We rob. That's when you're desperate, very desperate. Thank goodness I have my own income. But if you are like an uneducated, low class black citizen, good luck to you. You're not going to be able to find a job, even if you have a high school diploma. Most of these jobs are taken over by the machines, and if you don't have the specifications for maintaining automated machines like coding or engineering of computers, then you could you're ousted from the market permanently until you get a better job, better employment somehow, some way, or some employment. I mean, this is a continuous cycle as a gamer. You want to get a job, but you don't have the skills or qualifications. You're 18 years old, you have no experience, or you do have one job you worked at, but you told your owner that you gave him 3 months. His name is Kenny. Sorry, Kenny. I did this one time 2 years ago with him on my other channel. His name is Kenny. I told him, Mr. Kenny, I'm leaving for college in 3 months, 2 months, 1 month from now. Uh, I'm telling you every week, or not every week, literally, but every few weeks, whatever, up to that point that I'm leaving. And something happened to my college, so I had to back out and go for next semester, financially speaking. And thanks to my mom, she helped me with that. But still, um, yeah, I mean, it's all these, just from my examples I'm saying for the last 20 minutes now, almost, that these are struggles of a gamer. We play games to escape reality. We don't know how to control anger properly, and but most of the time we do, we can't control it. It just was not practiced by most of the gamers out there. Not to sound like I'm broad-minded or I'm like making a generalized statement, but it's the truth. If you're on a, if this has been going for 20 years, by God, I mean, with these each gamer, no matter how severe it is of the situation of each shooting, they stay brand us that he's been a gamer and played games for 20 hours a day, stay in the mother's basement, some shit like that, and have guns in the house, taking medication. I mean, I wasn't like that when I was a kid. I was on the rifle team, people. That tell you people I was on a rifle team in my high school or my junior high school. I had to go to my future high school, which is now my past high school, for rifle team practice. And I did it. I didn't take part in the games, or the competition, but I practiced almost every day, 4 days a week. Got dropped down after 2 or 3 months because I had to worry about my midterms and my finals as well. So I had level headed back then, much level headed thanks to my mom, thanks to my family. But and they teach me something about Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan. And Louis Farrakhan today, of course, he's irrelevant. He's going to die soon. No offense, Mr. Louis Farrakhan, Minister Farrakhan. No offense to you, but there's no leaders out there teaching them. Do I have to step up? I mean, do we have to step up? Whoever's watching this, if you're a gamer out there who thinks like me, who talks like similar of what I'm saying for the last how many months or years ago, and still do to this day, we have to combine our strength and core and our core as a community together to understand why we want to go out there and shoot people at random. It's one thing to be for glory, for valor, for honor, for the society at large, for graceness, peacefulness, for justice, not social justice, just justice. I understand that feeling. Trust me. Not that social justice warrior bullshit. That's stupid. That looks like some retarded shit right there. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. weren't like this. Everything is like peachy creamy to some extent. It looks like it, but if you look underneath the surface of everything that you researched on, like me, not everything, but a good portion of what you learn from books and magazines, articles, newspapers, other paper material, other media, doesn't matter where it's from. Usually it's from other rare sources. But it's really good to learn all this stuff, and then it's a setback for the government to some extent, because they know that there's smart gamers out there who don't just go out there and kill people for no apparent reason. For what's the point of it? You're not getting nothing out of it. You'll be part of the history books of being a murderer and no solution or a start of a solution in the matter. He's gonna make it worse. Oh, sure, it sounds like you make it worse. Like, oh, let's get together and kill some politicians and makers. Let's go after Obama, Bush, Clinton. Let's go after the Gores, the Bernankes, and the Halliburton, and fucking Monsanto. Now Amazon. Now Amazon's a behemoth. Fuck, I'm still using Amazon. I'm still on some form of government welfare. I will admit that. Yeah, I live with family. And they know a little bit of what I'm doing. Not too much, but still. It's like people have to get involved with your life in order to understand where you come from. And they understand somewhat. Because they got jobs. I don't really have a job. And I only got so much coming from the government. And I paid into it too. It's just what you put in, you get out. People, gamers, you have to work at a younger age. The younger the better. As early as 14, what I did. I'm going to tell you my first job I was 14 years old working for a 99-cent and up store. Meaning that it's a dollar store going up in price. So $1, $5, 10, whatever. And it's only a certain limit to that. But but that's what I did when I was 14 for a couple of weeks. Then I went for Subway in I was 16 years old. It was 2004, 2005. Then I went for the first real job at Subway sandwiches when I was 17. So I gained customer feedback, everyday customer service and interaction. So I understand, but most people assume that I'm some antisocial bastard or Mr. Smarty Pants. Like, no, you just don't fucking read. No offense, you really don't read. Both gamers and the public sometimes. I'm not sure fully with the public, but I'm in the gaming community more than the public. I will admit that. But us gamers, we have to read more. Sure, the video games teaches us about World War One, World War Two, and other conflicts like that of Constantinople or fucking Alexander the Great. Those guys from the BC times, with Persia and fucking Greece and fucking Italy and Rome. So much to learn. That's what I did when I was younger. Every weekend, I went to the library for a year. Every weekend for a year or two, maybe 3 years, and read books. The weather, meteorology, to politics and English and literature and plays and whatever I could find randomly. I go random on the internet, look up their their records and look up what books they have in stock to borrow. I still do that once in a blue moon. I haven't done it recently in 3 years, but still. Well, yeah, it's been 2.5 years now. So last time I went to the library, I will admit that. But before then, I was going to the library like constantly just to learn something. Newspapers are for free too at the library. You can get a newspaper in for free and look at it at the library. You can't borrow it though. You have to stay at the library and read it. You can also watch movies that are educational and interactive sometimes. Microfilms, they're there. If they're still there, help. Maybe they update it to SD cards or perhaps thumb drives. I'll show you an example. This is an SD card right here. 16 gigabytes. I got this for my camera. I want to do a camera on the Mr. X skit, mostly sometime next week or two. And this is a thumb drive. 16 gigabytes. I'm saving these for later just in case I make too many videos or I need space, preserve space of sorts. So, sorry about that. We have to understand about this matter. I mean, you guys out there, I'm not sure if you've been watching this throughout this whole moment, but we have to kind of put our differences aside as us gamers and different parts of the communities within the main gaming community, and the public has to understand our perspective as well. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but living in times where it's like you want to start something, but you don't know how to start it, or if we started this revolution, or we started this conflict, or we start bridging this situation, if we bridge together first, that would be great. And the media will see this as well. I don't want to start no revolution out of just nowhere. I feel that fiery stuff within me sometimes, and it's not constant. That's why I can't say anymore about this revolution as often. And if it's worth it though, is it really worth to go out there and just start shooting? And I don't mean a random shooting. I mean like just go out there and just do it. Like, and you have to have groups for this stuff. This doesn't happen by one person. Like one by one, we see these random kids, each individual kid or kids doing this stuff. They could have been a group of kids. God damn, they was doing so much damage for no apparent reason. They're not cohesive. We're not cohesive as a group. We're not, and I'm not trying to start some conflict, whatever here, but like we have like differences in opinion and backgrounds and fucking cultures. And I thought we have a universal background as gamers, as we're all game. I'm trying to speak that to that crew out there. Not all of the crew, but there's two gamers I stopped being friends with. And I'm thinking about in a few weeks or months go back to them and talk to these guys after I have blocked them and stuff like that. But yeah, it really is a problem between the gamers and the public. I thank you guys for watching these 30 minutes, guys, for rambling on, and please thumbs up, subscribe and share, donate if you can to Patreon, Dr. Games 101. To anyone that wants to do a responsive video, you're more than welcome to do so and put it in the comment section below, since they don't have the response section of YouTube video like it was 5 years ago. If you want to repost this video, go ahead. I don't mind. If you want to add stuff to it, if you want to put a meme out there for me, as me, fuck it. I'm already a meme on Black Ops 4 video. So, guys, read more. Take a break from vague games as gamers, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And as far as the public's concerned, if you are the main general public watching this at random, I understand where we come from. We're poor, some of us. We're broke. We're trying to get money, or we already have money, but it's not so little of it. And we're getting older, and it's hard to get a marriage going, or a date going or something because we don't have the money for it. I know there has to be some gamers out there who think the same way as I think, or has the same struggles as me about money issues or money discrepancies. So, thanks, guys. Bye.